Hey YouTube, this is a deck combo for my azamina White Forest. I should have posted the deck list, and they should be coming out about the same time, getting it all together. So anyway, we have, let's say, our quote-unquote brick hand of just toys. Toys is enough to get it all going. So let's start with a toy box. Even if we don't have these in hand, toy box can set them. But since we have them in hand, we'll just set them right away. And then we'll use toy box to destroy them. We also have another toy box to destroy them. But let's say that we have all this in hand. We'll destroy them, then their effects in the grave will summon themselves. And it will trigger a soldier's effect on summon to search. Sylvie from our deck to our hand, and then we'll normal summon it, then trigger its effect to add another White Forest card. So we'll add the spell card, then use the spell card, and we'll add Elzet to our hand. From here, since we already have spells in our hand and our field, we're going to go ahead and overlay the soldier and the Sylvie for ryzeal Duo Drive. We'll use Duo Drive's effect. It does not pay cost, so that is unfortunate. But otherwise, we'll pay it and search for 2 ryzeal cards. And they are ryzeal Cross and plug in. We'll go ahead and activate Cross. Since we don't have Chicken Game in our hand, that's fine. We just have so much gas already, we don't have to worry about it. Then we'll spend the toy box on the field to then special summon and add off of Elzet's effect and a Stellar. Even though we have normal summoned, we can still extend here because we got tank effect. We can summon from our hand a level 6 or lower, so we can summon that. Since we have a free spell, we can then use toy box to set up to 2 toys. So we can set them from the graveyard to give us more utility and more cards in our hand. And then we'll use a Stellar's effect, paying a spell from our field or hand, and special summon a tuner from our deck. And it's the ryzeal. We can then use ryzeal and a Stellar for a synchro. Ryzeal's effect will spend 1 off our field to search for our woes. This will trigger in a new chain via Stellar and Grave. And then we'll sync for an 8. Diabells lets us put back any spell card from our grave to our hand. So put toy box back in our hand. From here, I want to increase our advantage even higher. So we'll use the Sylvie and Grave, returning the ryzeal and Grave to summon it. It's an effect negated. Then we'll link between these 2. Sorry about that. For Silhouette Rabbit effect, sets Ozarine, and then we can synchro our copy of Muddy Mud Dragon, and Muddy Mud Dragon can fuse into Albion, and Albion effect can banish the Sylvian Grave that just was used in the Rabbit for Ryzeal and Ryzeal's effect. Adds Wanted and Wanted effect. We'll do Diabell Star and sacrifice a card off our field so that we can summon it and trigger its effect. And then we can use Deception to sacrifice one to add the Hollowed Azamina. Hollowed Azamina will fuse the Deception away for Silvera. We can then take our two other fusions and make IP Masquerena. Get a free card back to our hand with the Hollowed Azamina. Turning our Celiago, we get this back to our hand. Though our board state is kind of lacking, that's just because we just have toys. If we had other extenders in different places, our board state would have more oomph, like keeping out the big level 8s. But otherwise, this is still pretty nasty to deal with. Even though we've passed 5 summons, we've pretty much had the out to nib, or at least the effectiveness of nib, for a very long time. But now we'll move towards end phase and use plugin, and this is going to resummon the ryzeal duo driver and equip the trap card to it. Wherever the trap card is. There it is. As material, as part of resolution. And we also can get Deception back. So we got 3 cards face down. We still have 3 cards left in hand. They could have been other things like hand traps, interaction, or extenders that the deck runs. So right now we have an Omni Negate, a Monster Res Negate, the material to make IP, or SP, which will banish. We have an Inherent Summon Negate, and we have the ability to Book a Moon all their monsters whenever we want to. And all this graveyard material for next turn. If we were able to keep our level 8 Synchro on board, we were able to make the ability to make Herald of Arclight, and so we would have 2 Omnis and all that, plus like 5 cards in hand most of the time, or we'll end up with 6 cards during our next turn, and or drawing more cards because like this is spent, Cross is still out there, and then we can bring back the 2 spell and trap to draw an additional card. So like essentially pot of greeting every other turn is ridiculous on top of everything that this deck already does. And that's one of the basic combos. So pretty much the whole combo starts off with a toy triggering, and then you summon Sylvie and you go from there.